Everyone. It's Bronnie here for another day in Bronnie's world. And why have I got the streamers? Well, today is 1,000 days I've been coming to you every day with a tip. And it's Wise Wednesday here in Bronnie's world. And I have one of the wisest guys on the planet, well, he's the son of the wisest doctor on the planet, with me today. Our amazing, I think he's amazing. And he's authentic, he's genuine. He is one of the top, I believe, one of the top 10 CEOs in this industry of companies. And he is the CEO of Youngevity, of course. And I believe there's over 40 plus companies he has brought under the umbrella of Youngevity, which I love. You know why I love it? Because I've got my own personal shopping mall right here in my house. Anyway, Steve offered a little while ago to be part of my 1,000-day celebrations, and I could not be more blessed and honored and very, very humbled, Steve, that you agreed to come and do it. You didn't even have to think about it. You just said it like that. And I don't know of too many CEOs that would do that. And that just warmed my heart. And that I've heard from so many people in this company is what they love about Youngevity is the genuineness and the love that you and your whole team pour out to us, regardless of whether we've just started or we've hit the top ranks. So Steve, with no further ado, I value your time very much. And I want to introduce you to the world to my gorgeous friend, Steve Wallach. There you go. It's all yours, Steve.
Well, thank you. Thank you for all those compliments and those very kind words. That was very nice of you. Happy Wednesday morning to you and your audience. And, you know, of course, I didn't even have to think about it because you've shown such a huge commitment, Bronwyn, to not only Youngevity, but the Youngevity community, 1,000 days of you know, social media tips and information and helping people. And really, you know, after what we've all been through in the last 2+ years, you know, for you to continue that commitment through that entire time frame is miraculous. That is amazing. You are extraordinary for doing that, and not just for yourself. You've been a source of connection, which has been so important to all of us. And you know, you were on the conference calls, the Zoom calls here in the United States during United States time. You know, I've seen you on US conference calls and Zoom calls at what would be a convenient time for all of us, at a very inconvenient time for you. 2 a.m. your time, 3 a.m. your time, middle of the night your time. And yet, you know, you're being on those calls has been a tremendous source of inspiration to everybody on this side of the Zoom link as well, because they see your commitment, your cheery face, your bright smile, and you're always energetic and enthusiastic. And so people, you know, it inspires them. I've seen it inspire them. It's inspired me. You inspire me. And so, you know, thank you for all you've done for everybody for 1,000 days and counting. And that is absolutely amazing. So congratulations. And you know, I didn't have noisemakers or streamers, so I've got, you know, BTT for the 1,000 days. And
we need the BTT every day.
Yes, well, we've got to have it for sure.
So Steve, because it is Wise Wednesday in Bronnie's world, I would love you to impart some wise wisdom, thoughts, anything that you feel would be of a benefit to not just the Youngevity family, but to anyone who's watching this around the world.
Absolutely. You know, I've been in this great profession for in excess of 30 years. Youngevity is 26 years old in of itself, but I was in this fantastic profession of direct sales and network marketing before Youngevity existed. And so I've definitely had the great opportunity to learn from a lot of fantastic people with a ton of great information on products and in business, including my father, Dr. Wallach. And so, in terms of a business tip for Wise Wednesday that I would impart on everybody that has really helped me, and you and I were talking about it a little bit before we actually started this call, which is to set goals, because it helps keep you on target. You had a goal to do this every day for at least 1,000 days and counting, and you've accomplished that 1,000-day mark. So hopefully you'll keep doing it. But it's setting that goal. And I love Zig Ziglar. I really, my father, the first book on learning about sales that I ever read, my father gave me when I was probably 20 years old, and it was Zig Ziglar's The Secret of the Sale. And it makes so much sense to me that I love that book to this day, and I recommend it to everybody. I have no financial connection to the Ziglar family or the books or anything like that, but it really is a great way to learn about sales in a way that really is helping other people get what they want. And one of Zig Ziglar's famous quotes is, you can get anything you want in this world if you help enough people get what they want. And to me, Tom Chenault talks about you're really just a tour guide helping people find what they want. You talked about all the products that we've partnered into Youngevity and brought into Youngevity, and the great people we've partnered with, and all of that. But it really is the opportunity to help people find what they want and what they're looking for. And so we're just a tour guide, which really is what Zig Ziglar was saying in that quote, which is just help enough people get what they want, and you can get what you want in doing so. And setting a goal, Zig Ziglar was huge on setting a goal or goals. And I think it was Zig Ziglar that said, if you set a goal, you're 80% of the way there, because setting the goal, defining the goal, writing the goal down is the biggest part of it, and then working towards it and always readjusting, because you'll achieve those goals and then set new goals. Or, maybe you don't quite achieve that goal, but you adjust along the way to set new goals. And so setting goals. And the other Wise Wednesday tip that I would give to everybody is get that book and read it if you haven't already.
I actually don't have that, so I better have to go looking for that book, because I quite like Zig Ziglar as well. I've heard of him, and my husband, we've talked and read some of his books, but that one I don't recall. So that's
well, you and I were just talking about, it's so important to be authentic in today's world. And so, I think network marketing and direct selling is a great place to do that, because you're interacting with people, and it's a people business. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is, to me, Zig Ziglar is one of those people that was so authentic. And so he was very relatable to me in what he put in his books, and his teachings and trainings, and even his quotes are fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. Authentic. I think of people being authentic in this day and age where there's so much craziness going on is so important. And that's what I love about you, Steve, is you're authentic. You actually genuinely care about all of us, regardless of who we are. And you know what? I've discovered your dad does too.
Well, that's where it comes from, right? So
yes, got to.
I've known him my whole life.
Because I get on Zooms with your dad, and whenever I talk to him, sort of because there's other people on the Zoom, he always says, how much he loves us, and especially us down under. He loves Australians. And, he always says, love you, dear, and sort of thing. He's genuine. He's very genuine. And, and that story in itself, how he came to be, is pretty amazing. So
it is. He's an amazing man, for sure.
That would be probably a good one for another day. Have to get your dad on here, Steve.
I'm sure he would love to do it. Sure, he would love to be on with you.
That he has such amazing knowledge, and I can see you've learned so much from him. And
I have, for sure.
And the beauty of our products are authentic as well.
Yes, definitely. We work very, very hard to fulfill his philosophy in terms of products. And so there's no cutting corners or anything like that with our products for sure, because like I tell everybody, what sets our products apart, the Youngevity products apart, is that they're based on my father's research and philosophy and his reputation. So we won't put out a bad product. There's no way.
Yeah, and I've noticed over this last couple of years with all this craziness going on that you have stuck to that. And that gives us in the field the reassurance that we can trust the product that we are promoting to other people, because we're in the game of helping other people get what they want. If it's better health, better wealth, better mindset, we have it all, or jewelry.
Absolutely.
There's a story
Fantastic
behind this,
necklace, by the way. There's a little story behind that, but anyway, we won't go that story, because I'm not really good at saying that young lady's name, but but anyway. Well, there's a social media post floating around, and you can see it on Sean Brown's Facebook post or page, in that Mary Lou Henner, the American actress that's been in Hollywood movie star and TV star for decades, is in a Hollywood movie wearing a Me Alicia necklace very similar to that.
Yes, which is Me Alicia is one of Youngevity's many companies under the umbrella that has jewelry, and it's gorgeous jewelry and so interchangeable, isn't it? So,
yes.
So we have people from all walks of life in this business, and gosh, you can have little old people like me. Well, no, I shouldn't call myself old, but I go from the bush.
You're not old.
No, I'm a tad older than yourself. Or, I know I have met people in this business who are in their 90s. They don't look it, but they're loving building this business. And some of them only started in their late 80s, early 90s, because of the community we have and the authentic we have and the things that has benefited their health and everything as well. Correct?
Absolutely. We have a young lady, Irene Tice, that is, I think about 95 years old. She just recently wrote a book. She's been in Youngevity at least since she was, I think, 70, maybe even a little younger than that. And she is, very vibrant and energetic and loves Youngevity and has been taking the products, for decades now. And so we have a lot of people that have been with Youngevity for a very long time, for sure.
I never realized she was that old.
She doesn't look it. She does not look it. I can guarantee you that. You have to question her when she says that, because you're like, no, but she is.
Oh, but that is the beauty of it all, isn't it? So
it is.
Yes. But like I said, your dad's story is an amazing story with the rhinos and things. I know we've got a bit of Wise Wednesday, but kind of all marries in. And I often think how you thought as a little boy growing up in the zoos and things. How did that affect you? Did you like it, or did you dislike it? I mean, I would have loved it because I like being around animals, but
no, as a little boy, it was the best. But when you're a child, you just kind of think your environment is normal, right? So, however you grew up as a child, unless it was traumatic, I think children kind of, get used to their environment. It's just the way it is. And so living in zoos was not traumatic, and it was exciting. And, I just roamed around and wandered around, but I liked being at the zoos when we didn't live in the zoos to be around my father. But we actually lived in at least one zoo, the Jacksonville, Florida Zoo, on the grounds. We were the only people after closing time. I would unlock and lock the gates as a young boy. But, my name is Steve, and I've been to the Irwin, Australia Zoo multiple times now. And while Steve Irwin was alive, I absolutely felt he was a kindred spirit. One, his name was Steve, but he grew up around his father in zoos and became very, passionate about animals and conservation and saving animals, which my father, did and has really worked on his entire life. but certainly as I was a little boy. And so that easily could have been a path that I wound up going down. It just, things happen and circumstances, and you wind up kind of going down, the path you go down. But I could have easily done that. I used to, as a boy, would catch all sorts of things, no crocodiles, but we had alligators in our front yard. I would catch all sorts of snakes, including venomous snakes in the United States. Loved trudging through, creeks and ponds and catching fish and frogs and turtles and all those things. It's what little boys, I think, dream of. It's the muddier and dirtier and, more extreme the animals, the better. And so, it was a lot of fun.
Well, let me say, Steve, I, for one, as much as that sounds like it would have been a really good path, am so super pleased you took this road, that you gave the world an opportunity to have their own business, to better their health, their mindset, their wealth, everything. You've got the whole package. You've given us the whole package, and with that, you've given us your dad's knowledge, and we still have him. He's still around and doing Zooms 3 or 4 times a day. And, so we're blessed. And I am very humbled and grateful for that, because you've given the world an opportunity to better themselves in whichever way they want, whether it, like I said, whether it is their health, whether it is their wealth, whether it's just being part of a community that care about each other. And we're all a bunch of misfits, as Tom will tell you. And, and that is in itself is absolutely amazing. So again, my friends, I, thank Steve from the bottom of my heart for coming and sharing my 1,000 days. I can't believe it. Where my stringers? 1,000 days here in Bronnie's world, and I've taken up a lot of his valuable time, and I appreciate that so much. And remember, he is, just amazing. So remember, here though, in Bronnie's world, I ask you all really nicely to stay safe, stay informed, be empowered, but do not live in fear. And when you have a good friend like Steve Wallach, one of the top CEOs in the world with companies like this in this industry, you, my friends, will be brave, beautiful, brilliant, and very powerful. Yeah, I did it all back to front then, didn't I? See, woohoo! 1,000 days is sort of getting to me. So now I've got to remember 4 figures after that. Well, Steve, it's being great talking to you. And one day we'll get your dad on. And
absolutely.
And that will be awesome, because I know he has such a passion, like you do, to share with the world, because, and like me, just wants to save the world from themselves, really, from themselves. Doesn't even have to be from anything else. Anyway, well, God bless you, and thank you very much again, Steve, for your valuable time. And
for you as well, and thank you for having me on. Thank you for inviting me. It was a pleasure on my part. So thank you so much for the invitation.
Anytime, you are welcome. Anytime you want to come onto Bronnie's World, you're welcome. If you say, hey, Bronnie, I got this message, I think your viewers might want to hear, just shout out. I'll fit you in anytime.
We should get Michelle on with you. The 2 of you would be like nuclear fusion because of the energy. But, she loves Australia. That's a little secret, that if she lived outside of the US, she would like to live in Australia.
Oh, she's welcome anytime. Oh, yes, I actually do want to get Michelle on one day, and Annalise, because Annalise wasn't home. They were all over there in Miami together, those girls, and I couldn't catch them.
I'm sure they would both love to be on.
Well, that's the plan. That's the plan. So we look forward to having them as well very, very soon. Well, I better let you go, because I know you're a very, very busy man. And thank you again for your valuable time. And I'll catch you and my viewers again tomorrow here in Bronnie's World. Bye, Steve. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you.